I'm on
let's
board
say
with empathy, but
let's
I
say
never
like
heard of this correlation.
with happiness.
Yeah, I
It's a
haven't heard of that.
it's a cheat stat. Like I have four stats, right? Like you have like your health, right? Which is pretty basic. That's a flat stat, right? 0 to 100.
Oh,
That's
okay.
right. Just play with me, right? Four pillars of a house, right? A blueprint.
Okay, keep talking.
So you have the first pillar is health, right? You agree with me? Mind and body.
I don't know your pillars yet, but
They're just right. Like to be happy for
you're saying
happiness,
health is the first pillar.
right? Mind and body, right? You need to be healthy to be happy. Do you agree?
Uh, sure, I guess.
I mean, generally, like that's how it goes down, dude. If you're not fucking very healthy, you're not very happy. Like that's just anyway.
Okay,
That's
I
the
mean the healthy. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to be healthy and unhealthy, but yeah, okay. I
like
mean the
in mind
crackhead's
and
pretty
body and shit, you
happy
know.
for the moment, depending on how you define happiness. But okay,
Yeah,
I'm buying it.
that's not happiness. That's just being high. Like
Well, there's
there's a big
temporary
difference.
happiness. I mean, I don't know about anyone being permanently
Yeah,
happy, but
that's just
it
short
depends on your
term.
definition of happiness.
But
But
that's another.
I'm fine
That's
with I'm
that's
fine with
not
it. Go on.
like that's not health. Like that's pure. Like that's beauty technically. Anyway, so the second pillar is beauty, right? Or what I call beauty, which is like everything that's in the world, right? Like good food, good
Getting your teeth
music.
fixed.
Pleasure, I guess.
I mean, that's health.
We'll say
Oh,
cosmetic.
health is separate from beauty.
I think he means pleasure, like any
Yeah,
activity.
you're right.
that-
Any like sensory like pleasure, like
Okay,
the
and that's the
smell of the
second.
fucking wind, everything. Any like sensory
Okay,
input, that's
okay.
beauty, right? And then, right, which is like another like flat stat. And then you have like gratitude, right? Because you're not grateful, you're not gonna fucking enjoy any of it, right? You're not gonna enjoy your health, you're not gonna enjoy
Strong disagree there. I think it's true that most
what?
people are grateful, but I definitely disagree. I mean, I don't see any evidence for that.
What do you
Did you
mean?
watch
Like
PragerU? Is this from PragerU?
what?
No, you're not. Okay, that's fine. Because this gratitude thing is like a push by a specific type of people. But no, I don't. I disagree with that. I mean, I do think that obviously it correlates strongly because somebody is not grateful. Probably somebody did something to them, and so they experience.
Whoa, no. Is a baby grateful?
To some degree, yes.
I would
No.
say no
No,
generally.
children are ungrateful, dude, because
Oh,
gratitude
wait, you're
like
saying
is some
babies are unhappy
Wait,
as a whole?
no,
exactly. That's exactly. It's that like
no.
children are the best example of somebody who's ungrateful but very happy.
Yeah, because they experience beauty. Like everything is new to them or whatever,
But
but
then
they're
Well,
not like
the fourth pillar, real quick, before we go too deep in this.
the fourth pillar is empathy.
Okay.
Like so like your house can stand on three pillars, right? Because if you're a sociopath, you literally experience no empathy, right? So like you can stand on three pillars, no problem. You can probably
Oh, I
fucking
see
stand
what
on
you
two.
Tricycle.
Yeah, you can stand on three pillars, right, without empathy and like not even deal with that. But like empathy is like a cheat stat and shit, right? So like it allows you to generate value or whatever for free. So like let's say like me and Darnell like or like I go to fucking eat a meal or whatever, right? And I get like X amount of value out of it or whatever. But if I share that meal with Darnell or whatever, then I get like X plus like the amount that my empathy
You get half the
gives
amount
me.
of food.
Right, but like generally like me it's 100, right? So like if I give like 100 point of value, I'll get 100 back right away because I'm exploiting my empathy for them, right? And I'm just generating value. And then if I can get other people like that who also think that way, then they're also exploiting their empathy for me. And that's
so
how like a virtuous relationship like works and shit.
Well,
Like that's
how much
true
do you
love.
charge for your program?
Nothing, man. Like I'm not in it
hold
for the fucking money, dude. Like I
hold
don't give
on.
a fuck.
What? Let me summarize. What you're saying is that you don't need all of this to be happy, but you need a combination of these.
I mean, you need your health, right? Generally, like, and
So
then
that's
like,
necessary. You're saying health is necessary.
I think health is necessary. Yeah, like I think people should focus on their own health, number one, like mental and physical.
Okay.
And then you have beauty, whatever, which is like everything you have around and shit. That's just the 4 pillars of happiness or whatever. And then like,
Wait, no. Let's go slowly. So, which of these that you mentioned are necessary, and which of these are optional? As in, like, if you have it, it might work, but you don't necessarily have to have it.
I mean, like, I think the 2 pillars are essential. Like, you need to be healthy, and there needs to be beauty in the world. Like, if there's literally like no beauty, no sensory like input, you live on an ashen fucking world or whatever. Like, obviously, that's not going to be great, you know?
Yeah. But the
Helen
other
Keller
two,
style.
Right? And then I think, you know, and then like gratitude, like you don't necessarily need it, I don't think, to be to be quote unquote happy or whatever. Like it's a spectrum. Like people don't, I don't think anyone has like literally zero gratitude or whatever, like even children. But like as your gratitude grows, like as you grow up and you get out of the house and then you come back and all of a sudden you're super fucking grateful for like a home cooked meal from your parents. Like why the fuck is that and shit, you know? Because that gratitude grows over time, you know? And then like all of a sudden the same meal that you ate when you were fucking 6 years old, now you're so grateful for it, you know? Like you value it way more. Like that's gratitude, you know? And you need to foster that. And you do that with love, like at a young age, you know? You surround kids with like children and shit. And like I'm not sure like how to actually like, foster empathy efficiently, but like it's huge, you know? If you want to be happy, you have to be grateful.
Do
Well, you don't have to
VR.
be, but
VR would
I am
make you
recognizing-
put yourself in someone else's shoes. And then you could be empathetic because you're like, man, this guy's life fucking sucks. That would
I mean,
suck.
like, you don't need to. Like, you have mirror neurons and shit. Like, I could sit in a room with people and know how they feel.
Well, you said you're talking about fostering empathy in people that don't have it.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't, you know, I don't know exactly how to do that. Like, I've always been empathetic, you know, but like, you usually do that with like surrounding them at a young age with like a pet or something. But like, I'm not sure. Like, I'd have to figure that out. You know, I have to talk to a fucking psychologist about fostering empathy, you know? But like that's the key. Like that's the linchpin and shit. It's the one wanting to be happy, and then on the other like creating strength, creating personal growth, and on the other exploiting your empathy.
Okay,
And
but
like
sorry to cut you off, but how would that help Maxos right now? He asked you to use him as a guinea pig. Like, how would
Right.
these pillars help him in the somewhat, I'm not gonna say shitty life that he has, but the somewhat mundane life that he's existing in? How does that help
well,
him?
he already has like tons of like good skills and shit. Like I was in his position not that long ago. Like trust me, right?
Mhm.
He has a bunch of like awesome like life skills and shit. He's probably actually like an amazing dude. Probably has all the values that he needs. Probably has everything that that is required for him to like make another person super fucking happy. He's just
Mhm.
doesn't have the fucking courage to do it. Like he hasn't tested himself, like truly, like really fucking tested himself, you know, been challenged to the point where now everything else seems easy, you know?
But how would he go about testing himself? That's the thing. Like,
Well, dude, I don't know. I was tortured physically and mentally for 12 years, you know? How do you replicate that? Like, I don't fucking know, dude. Like, I'm just saying that's the process, you know?
Who did that?
My Crohn's disease.
Oh,
That's why it's so fucking unique, you know? That's why. It's just like, if
that's
not
a
me,
bad
then
way
who?
to get there.
Right. That's also
Yeah.
so I mean I'll be very honest with you. I mean we are kind of half joking, but like the very honest thing is that I do think that you are viewing life through your own lenses and they just don't apply to the rest of us. I'm sorry. Like I don't think like nobody wants to go through Crohn's disease. So we might, right? We might get like Daniel probably is
Dude,
gonna
that
have
was the best
cancer.
thing that ever happened to me, man.
Yeah, I get it, but like I ain't doing it, and Daniel ain't doing it. So the
Then you'll be
problem,
miserable for the rest of your life. It's a choice you have to make.
I think
Well,
I
but
could be not miserable without Crohn's.
right?
Yeah, no, I think so too. But like, how do you engineer that, right? Without the trauma, without the
Feel
fucking
like, I
12
mean,
years of trauma and shit.
what percentage of the population do you estimate is miserable?
A fuck ton, dude. 90%.
Okay.
that's
What's
Have you
the
ever
pretty
reason you
high.
think that?
Have you ever seen V for Vendetta, Daniel?
No, but it's V's favorite movie.
Well, I mean, she's seen it, right? There's a scene in there where the guy that's supposed to protect a girl, he asks her, I want to stop being afraid, right? And the guy fucking puts her in a cell, right? He makes this whole thing up, right? Like she's being captured by the government, all this shit. Puts her in a cell, shaves her fucking hair off, and tortures the girl for like I don't know fucking how long, until like at one point, you know, she just says fuck it, bring me behind the chemical sheds and shoot me, I'm done, like, you know. And then he fucking says you're free, you know, you no longer have fear. And he's the one the whole time that fucking tortured her and shit. And when she fucking goes outside or whatever, realizes that like life's not that hard anymore, not that fucking scary, you know. And that's what happened to me, man. Like I fucking woke up, realized that like, yo, life's a fucking joke, man. It's a game if you make it, man.
Well,
You could be whatever you want it to be. Like you
do
just
you
have to
know?
fucking put your mind to it. Like
Do you know Primo Levi?
it's like some Latin stuff. I don't know.
No, he was an Italian Jew who was brought into Auschwitz, and he survived, and he wrote one of the most famous kind of memories, right? Memoirs
Yeah.
about his life in the concentration camps.
Yeah.
So that was mid 1940s, right? And then in 1983, I think, he killed himself because he couldn't bear the thing, and that was 40 years later. I am pretty sure that living through a concentration camp is probably harder than what you went through. And this person,
You think so? I'm not. I
I
wouldn't be
would
so sure.
bet,
I wouldn't be so
I
sure,
would
man.
bet on it.
but
Yeah.
then if that's not enough, then you're like basically saying it's an incredibly specific thing you need to do, like a concentration
No,
camp.
but it doesn't. It doesn't
count.
matter. Like any challenge that you can come up with, it's all about attitude, man. Like,
Is
like
it
yeah,
about
like
the trauma or just the challenge? It sounds like you want
Yeah.
like trauma is the prescription.
no, man. It's like it's trauma plus attitude, man. Like you can face trauma. I know plenty of people, man, who have fucking faced trauma, man, and have gotten beaten down by it, man.
Sure.
But like, if you fucking take it on the fucking chin and you use it as a fucking, you know, as a plate of armor, man. Like, and then you just build your fucking armor up, man, as
Yeah,
you
but that's
go,
not
man,
a
and you
choice.
use your. Excuse
That's
me?
not a choice. Like for most people, that's not a choice. Like I don't choose what to do with my trauma. You know what I mean? Like a minority of us can make some decision, but like in general, right? Especially if you're a kid, like because a lot of people do get trauma when they're kids.
Yeah,
like,
but you have to train them, man, like at an early age, or what, like at any age, really. It's because people don't know, they don't use this process, man, right? They don't use this process of like understanding that pain is literally it's growth. Like that's what you want, man. You want to fail in life. You want pain, man. Like that's what
Okay.
forges you and shit. And like everyone's so fucking low. Oh man, I don't want to fail. I don't want to fucking do all this. But we have it all backwards, man. We're so
Okay.
counterintuitive, you know. We're very counterintuitive creatures.
No, I get it. So let me give you a concrete example of that, which is my sister. Okay, so she is kind of crippled by anxiety, which I also experienced. But in her case, really, really crippled since she was a teenager, and she definitely, one of the things anxiety does to you is that you really avoid any risks, right? You really are very consistent with your attitude and what you do in life. Okay, so what do you say to someone like that?
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, because we're wired completely differently, you know? But, like, I would say to that person, good, you know? Like, embrace it, you know? Make it part of, like, you know? Like, your character and shit. Make it part of your pain. Like, remember it and shit. Like, fucking, I don't know, like, you know? Like, you have to accept that. You have to, like, make the worst parts of you the best parts of you. And like that's what happened to me, man. I used to fucking think, man, that like, dude, I used to hate myself, man, hate my disease, hate my fucking lot in life, man. Until like I realized that like all of it, man, made me like way fucking stronger, man. Like made me the person I am today. And now like I couldn't be more fucking thankful, more grateful, man.
And I
That shit
really
happened
believe
to me.
you, and I really believe you. But again, and I'll say this maybe for the last time, but like what the impression I'm getting from hearing you is that really you think you can generalize what you went through yourself, but you can't. Like you can generalize some things, but like you are too specific about what you went through, and you think you can apply that to other people. I don't think you can. Like I think you realize that the moment you meet another person, their experience of life is so fucking unique and just so stupidly specific that's why there's like million of therapists around, right? That's why you don't go to classes for psychology. You actually have a one-on-one therapist, because like you actually need one-to-one help. And so that's where I am skeptical about the successfulness of your message, because I do believe that you found yourself, and through your experience you really grew and really kind of made it in many ways, right? But just I don't believe that can be easily translated to other people.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, honestly. Like that's my biggest problem, right? Is because I know that like I'm built different. I'm a Sigma, like, and I have to reach out to all the other fucking Sigmas out there. Basically, that's one of my plans is I'm gonna reach out to all the other people that are like-minded like me, that are
Find
built like
Sigma
me.
for me.
You're self-reliant. You're independent. You probably don't use social media. You don't conform. You probably walk your own path. Everyone goes right, you go left. Like it's not, you know. Like the self-validation's a big fucking part of it. Like that's the whole thing about like exploiting your empathy. Like that's self-validating. Like you don't need external validation. Like your happiness literally comes from within. And like if at the very least like I can get like those people who I know for a fact are like me, like-minded, and they'll like understand where I'm coming from, and they'll all fucking rise up and take positions of leadership and shit, and they'll fucking change the world. All change the world.
And
Like
what
people are,
changes are you looking for?
I mean, like I'm just changing like people, man. Like understanding that like creating fucking adversity for oneself, and then like stop being nice and start being kind, right? Like an about like a fucking a caterpillar, you know, when he fucking molts into a cocoon or whatever. Like he needs to be able to struggle, man, to force blood into his wings and to create muscle to be able to fly. If you help him out of the cocoon, he will die. Like that is what we're doing. We're all being so fucking nice to each other. That's fucking great, you know? But like what we need is kindness, not fucking being nice. Like, and kindness means to tell people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear.
I agree with you, but the hard thing is to figure out what people need to hear. That's incredibly hard.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, and you have to like go, you know, like you have to reach down into their actual hearts and ask them like you know, what do they want, you know? Like, you know, did they, you know, because like you know, like you know, you told me about your life, right? But none of it like was money related, right? Like you just want to be loved, you know? Like you just want to find the right person, have that connection, be happy, you know, truly happy with someone else, right? Like and but you know, we're so goddamn focused on like making a paycheck and shit, right? And we have all these fucked up priorities, and you know, and it's just like no, like let's go back to like what works. Let's go back to community. Let's go back to fucking love and empathy, man. Like that's the beauty of a human being, man. Like you know, we're just drones at this point, looking into our fucking phones and shit. And like if we keep going like this, like we're at a fucking precipice, man. There's gonna be a reckoning soon, you know. And like if we don't fucking change soon, like we're gonna die off, man. Like we're people are getting fucking stupider, fucking child rates going down, like child birth rates are going down. Like it's like, you know, it's pretty obvious.
But what if that's just the eventual outcome for humanity? Well, like humanity has
It
been
is no, man.
evolving.
It is what we fucking make it. Like it's not event. No, like no, it's what we make it, man. Like
Well, I mean, it just feels like you're projecting your misery or former misery onto other people. I mean,
what do you mean?
you think like everybody's miserable.
I think a lot of
And
people
I
are fucking
like,
miserable, man. Like, and the people that
yeah,
are
no, I know
happy,
you do, but
and the people that are happy are unhappy to live in an unhappy world, man. Like, they'd rather live in a better world where they can
yeah,
go
but
around and exploit their empathy. Because, dude, honestly, like, I'm good, man.
the
I'm fucking
unhappy
happy,
world
man.
part is kind of dependent on your perspective and who you're around, though.
Dude, trust me, man. There's a lot of unhappy people out there. Like,
Yes, there are a lot.
There was a survey. I think it was like 87% of people consider themselves to be unhappy.
Yeah, I
Is
think
this
probably
in a country, or are you talking about for the whole world?
No, it's just like I think I don't know. I think it was like a U.S. thing or whatever. But like you know,
fuck the
even if
US.
it's Bro, like, you know, like I think we unanimously agree that like it's all going to shit, right? But you know, Darnell, like you're pessimistic about it. It's all going to shit.
Well,
And the,
I don't know about that. Like, but what I think we should probably agree on is like maybe we should be careful with when we say miserable and unhappy. I do think that majority, at least in the Western world, majority of people are sort of unhappy about themselves. But that's not the same as, you know, having a very punishing disease for 10
no,
years.
no,
Or
and I agree, and that's the problem is that the people haven't gone through that. So like, that's because of that they're scared and they're weak and shit because they've never gone through anything. They've never faced anything like I have, and so they you know they they'll never
Right.
rise
Yeah, I
to the
mean, a lot of
challenge.
people have faced a lot of things, man.
No, I agree, but they're
Yeah,
not like
there's
looking at it the right
hardships
way
in.
either.
Mm.
Like
No,
my
I mean,
roommate's gone through
agree that
hardships
that's more
too.
hardship. But wait. But I don't want that hardship. I really don't want it.
No, I agree, and I want there to be like a good way, you know, of doing it. Like I'm thinking like physical, like pushing someone physically, right? Because a lot of that is mental, you know, and you can like push through mentally, you know, like dude, like it's crazy, man. Like in the last like couple months, man, like I've been like I've been able to fucking do the craziest physical shit, right? Because I can just push through it.
Mm.
But like I don't know, like you know, you challenge someone like that, like fucking boot camp. It's the same thing in the military, right? They shell shock their fucking soldiers to get them ready for like what's gonna happen at in the battlefield, right?
Yeah,
It's
but
the
that's
same thing
mental
that we need to
conditioning
do.
But
and
there are
stuff like
so
that.
Yeah.
many veterans that are completely fucked up. Just
Yeah.
Because they get fucking shot at and shit, but they don't get fucked up
Right.
from training.
Well, some of them also for training, but the point I'm making is that there's levels of trauma that you can do nothing at all to prepare you for. You know what I mean? It's just like it's just
No,
bad.
of course not. But
Okay.
like, you know, like I'm trying to get to that, you know, and there's legal fucking shit involved too because like I'm ready to like fucking go some V for Vendetta shit on some people and shit, you know, and then like see what that does, you know, like if someone fucking tells me like yo like you know
Wait, does that mean
I want
torturing you? You're ready to start
I mean
torturing
bro
people?
if someone like would tell me like yo like free me or whatever, you know, like I'd fucking do it, man, sign this waiver or whatever, like, and I'd do it, man, I'd do it to my own children, dude. I'd train them and shit
Well,
like little
let's
warriors and shit.
You should
Bro,
not.
let's
I would
get this
train
guy
them.
sterilized as soon as
Bro,
possible.
I would train them like little warriors and shit, and
No,
then I
no,
would
no,
have.
no, no.
Hey, can you apply in Canada? Can you like send some kind of sterilization request?
And then I would have them fucking kidnapped and shit, and I would have them fucking have to like fucking work their way out.
That's not.
Okay, so that's a little extreme, Eric. I mean,
It is, right? But like,
Okay.
imagine what that does to a person,
but
man.
that's
Yes,
also
imagine,
the problem.
imagine.
That's also the problem because imagine that kind of trauma might not be fixable, right? You can
I mean,
potentially
people
destroy
being a
a
fucking
person.
people are such
Hmm?
fucking pussies, man.
But
Like
that's the thing,
fucking
Eric.
trauma.
Alright.
No, if you're prepared for it, man, like, you know, like.
We don't
You
need to
ha-
prepare for that.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
want
then,
to prepare.
then
prepared
fine.
for-
Then live the rest of your life like that. Like I said, I can lead you to water, but I can't make you drink, man. You gotta make that choice
But
for
that's
you,
not
man.
water. It's poison in that bottle.
You think it's poison, but you drink enough poison, and guess what happens, man? You become invulnerable.
No,
And then-
that's
and
not
then-
how that works.
there is
Well,
nutrition
that's how it
in
works in real life, man. Like,
No,
so
okay,
whatever,
so
you know?
the problem is no, because in reality it destroys your system. Yeah, you might be able to withstand.
No, I'm
higher
using the
dose
fucking
of-
analogy. Like,
I
come
know,
on,
but
like.
I'm saying, but I'm saying you can
It's
use
like, oh,
that,
like
but-
going to the gym, like, oh, you're breaking your muscle. What are you doing? Like, oh, that's so fucking bad for you. No, man. Like, you need that. You need to go. You need to break. You need to fail. You need to renew. And then
Yeah.
you need to grow stronger, man. That's it. That's
We
it.
all agree on that. The question is that the question of degree, right? Like what you're describing is
Mm.
levels of hardship that are not helpful in any way to anyone.
I mean, it
And the
depends.
problem
Like,
is-
what do you mean? Harmful, helpful, you know?
No, well, I mean that the people at the other end will be more unhappy and make other people's life worse. More importantly, because they're going to be.
I don't know why how you're basing
Okay,
that
so-
information off. Like
so-
someone goes through hardship with the
mean-
right attitude and the right training, and all of a sudden he's gonna make other people miserable.
Okay,
Like,
the right, but the right is easy. But like what you're describing is levels that just like we know are not helpful. Like we
Okay.
we know that torturing people is not helpful. Period. And we don't have to describe that.
Do you think children that grow up just generally in abusive households are
Right.
better off?
No.
Yeah, exactly. I have met these people.
Yeah, but
like,
that's not the same fucking environment, man. Like I'm talking about like a child, man. He needs his fucking father there, man. Like he needs to feel safe. He needs like the only thing that a child wants is to make his fucking father proud, man. And like he needs a way of like being able to be told to how to do that, man. Like
But that's
So,
no,
like-
that's conditioning yet again. You're
yes,
pointing.
yes, it is conditioning, Darnell. Oh, congratulations, fucking. That's what I'm talking about. But it's positive conditioning, man.
No, but okay, wait. Let's not pretend you didn't say stuff before, though, because you clearly were mentioning creating very hard conditions for your children. That's what
Yeah,
we were objecting
I,
to.
I would, yeah. I mean, but like
Yeah,
I don't
but
suggest
you would be
everyone
wrong,
does that.
You're saying you would be creating traumatized, awful human beings.
I
You
would.
would be creating really bad
Oh.
human beings doing that.
Yeah, because potentially they would
No.
become more toxic than what you would
100%.
expect, right?
It's not even a question.
No, I
Well,
disagree.
I mean,
I mean, and you can't say that like objectively. Like that's
Well,
crazy.
excuse me. I have met many people who were in abusive parental
Yeah,
situations.
and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about an abusive fucking relationship. I'm not gonna abuse my children, man. Like
Wait,
those are
you
gonna be the
said-
most
But-
loved children in the world.
Okay.
I'm setting them up. I'm giving them fucking self confidence and the skills to do that, and then I'm testing them. And then if they fucking
Don't be a coward. Don't be a weasel. Let's
What?
go back to what you said before. Own what you say, okay? Otherwise, we're
I
not going to
own
have
everything. I own everything I say, dude.
Don't be a coward. Okay. So you said before you would literally beat them up, put them in
No.
a.
I
Okay,
never
so
said
then-
I would beat them.
okay,
I said I
then
would
let's go
fucking
back.
train them and I would have them
Torture,
kidnapped.
not beat.
Yeah.
No, I never said torture either. I said I would have them kidnapped.
Okay, well, go straight V for Vendetta, whatever that means. I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, no, I said that about doing other generalized shit like V for Vendetta and like whatever, right? If someone asked me and signed a waiver, I was like, oh yeah,
Okay,
go all for V for
okay,
Vendetta.
so
Like, get your shit straight, like you guys, like you need to.
Okay,
make
okay,
sure,
hold on
you
a
know?
second, hold on a second, Eric. Let's
Yeah.
run a scenario that your message is delivered to the mass population and the mass population accept this. What is the outcome that you're looking for if this succeeds?
I mean,
Because
everyone
I feel
starts fucking.
there's a massive negative aspect that's going to come from your messaging. But go ahead.
Oh, I'm fully aware, man, that I'm not naive enough to think that I won't be making enemies, man. Like,
Okay, but what do you expect as an outcome if your message succeeds?
well, I mean, I expect like a shift in culture. I expect people to like start getting all these like little schools up and running or whatever everywhere, and like using like the strategies or whatever that I fucking outline in like the book or whatever, you know.
What are
Okay,
they doing?
but
They're
then-
injecting Crohn's into people?
No, man, they're not. I mean, you know, if they want
Okay,
to, sure, you know, it's great. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. So
Hey,
then,
Yeah.
my guy, I just want to make sure you know, if you have a child that's your birth, they're almost certainly going to have Crohn's disease. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's fine. I hope they do.
You're fine with that? Wow. you're
Yeah,
kind of
I hope they do.
okay,
It's the best thing
so
that ever happened to me. So
all right, so Eric, for a second here. So
Wait. Okay, on that note, I hope you die before you're able to have a kid then.
ooh, damn.
okay,
man.
guys,
Someone's got
guys.
some dark clouds in her life. Yeah.
Chillax there.
Hey,
Okay,
I'm
so
just saying. You know, like, I'm sorry for
I know
you. Like,
I'm not saying
actually,
chillax to you. I'm saying chillax to me.
No, that's fine. Like, obviously,
Okay.
she's in a really bad place in her life. So
Okay, so Eric, what would be the ideal adult after, let's say, 10 years of this thing working? What would be the ideal adult model that you would say that you would want to be produced after all this?
I mean, they're gonna be like little fucking warriors and stuff. You know, like self-confident, self-actuating, self-validating, fucking strong and empathetic people.
Running
But
away from
that-
home at 17.
No, man, because they're gonna have strong households with strong parents and shit. People that don't leave and shit. Like, why, you know, why would they leave if they're,
I haven't,
you
I haven't
know?
heard you guys ask. Let me look at your name. So I can't remember what it was. Should I call you? Was it Adam? Okay, anyway, Hydro.
Yeah.
Have you done any like I'm gonna call it formal research, but I just mean have you looked at any like scientific or like academic resources in order to like bolster your opinions about these things?
I mean, I've been doing